This is block printing. Primarily, block printing is an art of stamping dies onto the fabric by carving desired patterns onto a large block. Depending on the complexity, there are different types of block print. Here, by laying the material flat and marking the alignment for symmetry, I'm using a block with intricate design to create this pattern on my existing solid sari. Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today I'll be sharing with you on how I converted a basic solid sari into designer block print. For a little background, a few days ago I was talking to Nivedita Radhakrishnan on Instagram about dyeing and printing, and she happened to bring the topic about block print. And there it goes. This is the basic solid cotton silk sari that I picked, which I had from a long time. I'm not going to dye the fabric because I wanted to retain this color. But we'll be prepping the sari by flat ironing it first and then hem stitching the two ends to avoid any thread pullouts. The basic requirement for this would be fabric paint, block carved out into desired pattern. Here I got them from Amazon. As a pack of 5, we'll be using 1. Then tailor's chalk, a spare cloth, measuring tape and a scale. Oh, also a sponge. The first step is marking the fabric for alignment of symmetry of the pattern. From the pallu end, I have marked 4 inches, drawn a line. Post that, I have marked 5 inches each and drawn lines to the entire length of the sari. Since it's a tailor's chalk, there's no fear of having these markings permanent. They'll fade away once washed. Before printing on the main fabric, always practice on a spare fabric. Here I am marking the dimensions of the block, and once that is done, see whether the block fits into the dimensions. Apply paint onto the block using sponge and press the block onto the fabric to transfer the paint and create the pattern. While dyeing onto the main fabric for the first time, I was hesitant. I did mark the dimensions, that is, the pattern would be 4 inches apart from one another. And once I have marked the dimension of the block at the point that I have marked, I went ahead and pressed the dye onto the fabric. When I removed the block, I realized that the pattern was a little messed up on one side. Later, after a little practice, I realized I shouldn't be beating the block onto the fabric so hard. Just a gentle press is enough to transfer the pattern. Another thing is to spread paint on the block after every press, and also marking the dimensions of the block so that it's easier to press onto the fabric. After every 3 to 4 pressing, I wash the block with running water to get rid of any excessive paint, and that way I found the pattern came out neatly. A little paint splattered at a few places. Now immediately using water helps. If that did not help, here I am using rubbing alcohol and vinegar mixture. The paint did go away. While I did print the entire length of the sari, when it comes to width, only the pallu is what I printed for the entire width. Pallu is essentially 2/4 meters, but here from the end, I printed for 2.5 meters. Post that, from the bottom, I printed only for half of the width. Because the other part of the body of the sari would either be hidden or will get away while tucking onto the waist. So, why waste the paint, right? Once the entire length of the sari was printed, I let the paint dry. Here I left it for 24 hours. Post that, heat set it for permanency and washability. So each pattern here I heat set on maximum heat for 10 seconds each. Now while the saree is ready to be worn after stitching the fall, but I added another designer element by stitching the borders of the saree with this golden zari and kundan embroidered lace. Here I am hand stitching the saree fall. Saree fall is 5 inches wide, 3 meters long strip of cotton fabric stitched on the hem of the saree at the wrong side, covering only the pleats and the end of the saree. This protects the hem of the saree to any scraping or any wear and tear. So finally, after all those steps, this is the completed saree. Starting from the pallu, which is 2/4 meters from the end, to the entire length of the saree, I have stitched the lace. And if you see the prints, only the pallu has the full print and the entire body has only half. I've also attached the saree fall. I will be styling the saree with this red embroidered blouse. For the petticoat or underskirt, I will be using this underskirt which is custom made for me. I accessorized the saree with this pearl necklace from my mom's collection, stone and kundan studded bangles on one hand and green bangles on the other. For my earrings, I wore these pearl chand balis which I have from a long time now. For my hair, I had a side partition with all my hair on one side and added stone studded clips to complete the look. Do let me know by commenting down below how you feel the saree turned out to be. Also, if you like the video, do hit the like button and consider subscribing to my channel. I love you guys so much and I'll meet you in my next video. Until then, bye.